Before we continue, make sure you've watched the original video, info card up top. 3 weeks ago, we posted trick shots from level 1 to 100 after working on it for 5 months, and given that we filmed over 1,700 times the length of the final video, it should come as no surprise that we've had tons of mishaps, close fails, and wild stories to share with you guys. The first of these would naturally be level 1, where Gavin laser cut That's Amazing's logo onto a coaster. Because we did it 2 years ago, when we first attempted to film the video, it is their old logo, but regardless, we thought it was a cool way to also use level 1 as a credit slide. While level 5 only took 15 minutes, level 10 actually nearly took 2 hours. During that time, a delivery driver came, and of course it was then that I somehow managed to back the vehicle over the bushes and into a brick wall. The wall has seen better days, but by some miracle the SUV was unscathed. The swinging bullseye took about an hour each time I tried it, but it was rather uneventful. Moving on, level 20 is the perfect place for me to stop and talk about the redoing of trick shots in this video. The first 2 times I made this shot were over spring break, but because we decided we disliked the second angle, we went back and redid it in late July. The main problem we faced was the lighting hitting the dice wrong and making them appear like this on camera. Levels 1 and 15 were also redone for quality reasons, and this is a common theme throughout the video. The next 2 shots were also scored during spring break, with level 30 starting the theme of a bottle flip every 6 shots. 35 was actually the first shot we made, which we filmed for 2 nights in a row after school. It was pretty cold and was filmed a few days before the last snow of the year. While the only close fail was on the second of those 2 days, we still have this clip from the first.
Just do it, Jay.
This shot was inspired by Trickster's level 80 shot and card throwing from 1 to 100, and was very inconsistent. No! But the final slow-mo definitely made it worth it. We decided to replace our original 45 a couple times, settling on a difficult but simple shot through a ring.
Oh. Are you sure?
Maybe.
I think that went in.
We have to check the footage. After looking at the replay, we made it.
Time for level 45. This shot is going to be impossible.
Many shots were attempted for level 50, from a very long football shot to a nickel flip, but we wanted something more creative, so we attempted a ping pong shot, which we then redid because of the angle. That will remain a mystery because we might use it in a future video. It didn't make the final cut though, because we wanted to do more outdoor trick shots, so after convincing my parents that it was completely safe to try and pin a soccer ball under the garage door, it stopped working after less than 5 minutes of attempts.
Oh my gosh.
How?
I guess we're not doing this trick shot anymore.
After a quick brainstorm session, we set out to the backyard and started attempting the actual shot. This one was difficult and took over 4 hours to score thanks to the wind and complete inconsistency when the frisbee bounced off the net.
No!
There's actually still a crater where I put my foot to flip up the goal after every shot. For 55, I put a spin in the classic iPhone trick shot by sliding the plug mounted to a coaster into an outlet, and I ended up getting 2 painful fails on this. God. How did this even happen? By dusting the table and using the felt pads, it was able to slide pretty fast, but once I rewatched the make, I realized the off-brand cord caused a whopping 5-second delay between the time the plug went into the outlet and the time that the phone lit up. I also didn't fully walk off camera. To fix this, I had to make it a second time and stay as still as possible so I could speed it up in the editing process without anyone noticing. Gavin came back with another bottle flip for level 60, but he may have turned up the lights slightly too much.
Yes! No way! I cannot believe I scored that.
Moving on to the next level, which was originally going to be level 80 until we made some better shots later on. He tried to throw a card through a ring and into a spinning clothespin. Somehow, the card even managed to get stuck in the drill, which is a crazy trick shot in itself. At this point, we are getting to the higher levels, and level 70 is the first shot that took over 5 hours. grabber is probably the hardest ping pong target we've ever had to deal with, above toilet paper, glass shot glasses, and hydro flasks. The ping pong ball bounced off it constantly, and it went in and out 17 different times.
Yes! Let's go! Oh my gosh!
I'm actually going to go over level 75 last, as it was the final shot we made, which brings us to the fan shot for level 80. I basically spent 5 days straight in this shot, which was incredibly difficult to time and would go different distances every attempt I made it into the tube. Every day, Gavin would get a bowl of ice cream and watch me try the shot. At one point, he dropped it, and this happened.
Gracious.
It flipped and landed.
Oh my god.
I'm literally him. It landed without going out of the bowl.
Wait, that's actually crazy.
Oh
Overall, it took 18 hours to score, making it one of the longest taking trick shots in the video.
Oh my gosh!
Quick intermission, scroll down below and make sure you guys are subscribed. We recently hit our goal of 3,000 subscribers by the end of the summer, and we're aiming for 5,000 by the end of the year. Level 85 also took ages for Gavin. He had to throw a dart at the perfect angle, or else the dart would bounce off the second prong of the charger and he would miss. This ended up completely destroying it, but it was awesome to score as we've had this idea for ages.
Yes!
The cinematics for this one also took multiple takes.
For level 85, I have to throw a charger. I have to throw a dart through 2 prongs of a charger, and it barely even fits. Even if I get the angle wrong, it can bounce off.
Go. The third hardest shot in the video was originally going to be a land on 4 dice on cap, which Gavin spent tons of time working on in 2020 and early 2021. He was actually the second person ever to score it, but we wanted to refilm it in 4K to match with all the other clips. Unfortunately, we didn't have any crystal geyser bottles, which are ideal for this flip, but he still somehow came in clutch and made the shot with a pure life, saving us the headache of using the original clip in this video. Even after all of this, he decided to try and level it up the next day, and somehow scored the first ever land on 6 dice on cap that made the final video. I was so surprised when he made it that I threw off my headphones to run upstairs. Unfortunately, they hit the corner of my monitor and broke the screen. The fishbowl shot's gonna get its own video because it took over 2.5 years, so it's on to the shot you've all been waiting for. Like with level 85, we've had this idea for a long time, but we literally just thought it was impossible until we got our first card pin after 3 days of trying.
Oh! That caught the card. I know! I think it works.
The amount of variables here are absolutely insane. I have to throw the card right above the center of the cap on the same attempt that Gavin scores a cap on cap. Even that seems easy when you figure that the timing also has to be perfect, as in a window of less than 10 milliseconds perfect. That is 10 times faster than a blink of an eye. This is due to the card only being pinnable near its center, and it was made even more difficult when you factor in the slippery texture of the card and its force transferring into the bottles if it successfully stops it.
Again!
It took ages and we had tons of very bad fails, but it's still an overall miracle that we got the shot, and it's definitely deserving of level 100. But hold on, we still have one more shot to cover. We scored level 100 in July, but it was not the last shot we got. We tried many things for levels 75, 80, and 85, and while we ended up making the more difficult 2 first, we still had level 75 to score as of August 17th. I knew I needed to be finished editing by Friday night in order to get the video up on Saturday. Otherwise, we would have to wait another week. The entire day we brainstormed and tried tons of shots, but it seemed like we were out of luck. Gavin suggested we try a contraption trick shot with a tennis racket, and while it would be a risk, spending an hour to set up a shot and hoping we'd make it in the remaining 3 until sundown, we had no better ideas and assembled what would end up being the final shot of the video. We brought back Phil the Flamingo from our recent short as the target and started attempting. got close multiple times, but unfortunately it looked like we would run out of light.
What?
Then, somehow, with less than 10 minutes to spare, this happened.
Yes! No way! Let's go! Oh my gosh! Oh my goodness, tell me it's recording, tell me it's recording, please! Yes!
It's harder than it looks, guys.
The last shot we need for the video.
We got it out this weekend because of that shot. Bill?
With this newfound knowledge, feel free to go back and watch the original video again, or watch one of our other videos. Thanks for watching.